Leo, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for late February 2023. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you beautiful people out there. So let's get right down to business, as always, and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes in the energy and see what's going on for the lovely, fabulous Leos. Let's shuffle it up one time, my friends. Talk to me, my guides. Late February for the beautiful Leos here. And yes, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card, then we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean in on. So let's get it going here. What do we got for Leo, please? Nice and quick. Thank you. All right, that card popped out real quick. Oh, yeah, you might be ramping up to do something. This is a heavily motivated type of energy. Okay, you could have your eyes to the future with this card, and not in a bad way, but let's talk about that in a moment. Before we do, though, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the February subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. Also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know I'd greatly appreciate it. But into the reading, enough of the promo, have a look at this card. So you see this very powerful woman. It looks like she's in armor. Strong divine feminine energy here, pointing straight ahead, like, no, this is where I'm going, this is what I'm going to do. This is fiery type of energy, which is an element that Leos are very confident in and very used to. So you might be ramping up to do something, you might be planning about the future. This is full steam ahead, let's go, let's keep it moving, let's keep it pushing type of energy. It just has a lot of oomph to it. That's the best way I can describe it when I see it. If not, if this isn't you ramping up to do something or get a move on, this could easily be you thinking more in the future. Now, some people get into modes where you're thinking about the past. This one is very much future focused. So let's just put her down there. Let's get into tarot. I'm going to get you 3 in the upright before we get the intuitive, juicy stuff going. And yeah, that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a footnote. But we could still see undertones throughout the reading. Let's see what we got. Get 3, please. So, last week's reading was titled An Important Warning. Now, I did say, and I always try to keep the titles as simple as possible, but there were various different things. There was a couple of things about improvement, things getting better, but I was seeing like 10 of Swords, rough type of energy last week. So we're going to hope for some positivity this week. As you know, energy is very fluid. It's never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, right? Because we could be seeing your energy or somebody you're connected to. I'm sure you already know that if you watch tarot. Let's get 3. What do we got for the Leos, please, my gods? Yeah, the deck's being a little specific now. There we go. All right, so yeah, here's this fiery, powerful feminine energy right in the front end. We have the Queen of Wands. That could represent you. I love seeing this in a fire sign reading, okay? Especially leading off with more of this fire like we saw in the Oracle. Let's get 2 more. That could be a very important cornerstone to this reading. Let's get 2 more. Deck is being so specific this week. There we go. Thank you. I'll take it. I like the specific messages. So we have the Page of Swords. Yeah, someone might have their eyes on you with this one. Okay. Yeah, and I'm already getting that a little bit with the Page looking over at the Queen. Let's get 1 more. Could have a lot of things going on. A lot of people guarded. Wow, this is an interesting dynamic this week, Leo. And let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes. Then we'll get that juicy intuitive stuff. But initially, if we look at this spread, just before we fully get underway, elementally, we have a lot of fire. Just like I was saying with this very first card in the beginning, very amped up. We have the Queen and the 9 of Wands on the back end. So this fire energy is amplified by the air in the center. So that could be very good for moving forward, but it can also be volatile, like I always say, or explosive. But position number 1 and 2, we have court cards, which could represent people. But the Queen of Wands here, in my simplistic style of reading, it could just represent you. So when we clarify it, it could tell us something that's coming towards you, a way you might be feeling. When I see her, I think of confidence, inner confidence. So that might be affecting you in one way or another, whether it's a hit to the confidence or maybe you're like getting your groove back in some sort of way. The Queen of Wands is a beautiful, sexy type of energy, and I love seeing it in a spread, specifically starting off. Now, as we press forward, this is where the energy gets a little interesting here, because we have the Page of Swords right next to her. Air sign energy. So you might be connected to Libra, Gemini, Aquarius when this guy shows up. Page of Swords can also represent age differences or youth, children, things like that. Now, all pages are communicators. All pages are messengers and students, even the Page of Swords, okay? So when we have this page looking at the Queen with the fire and air, there could absolutely be somebody wanting to have a conversation or a talk with you for sure. This page is the watcher of the tarot deck, even though it's a little defensive, and I'm picking up defensive energy on this back end with the page and the Nine of Wands. But it is the watcher, so you might have your eye on somebody. Someone might have their eye on you. It's like somebody under the microscope when we see this type of vibe. So we'll see how it plays out as we go on through the reading. I'm not necessarily feeling like this is a warning just yet, but let's keep pushing. On the back end, we have the Nine of Wands. This is a very protective, skeptical type of energy. So when we see this, both these cards are extremely defensive, so a lot of you might have your guard up in this time, or you could be dealing with somebody that is very guarded, trying to protect themselves, putting up walls here. Now, the Nine of Wands, the wounded warrior, is somebody that's been through a lot of mess. They don't want to go through it again type of energy. Like I said, it's very territorial, it's extremely protective, and you could be very much skeptical about somebody or their motives when this card shows up, or you're wanting to protect what's yours. That's like a big vibe we have here. So when I'm seeing all this action mixing, I don't necessarily feel like any of it's rough just yet, but we really need to see. Let's dive deeper on all of it, Leo. Let's jump in and clarify. All right, so let's get a good shuffle here for my Leos, please. All right, that deck almost flipped upside down in my hands. Let's shuffle it up one time for you. And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot. Because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. What's going on this Queen of Wands here? And also, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why this box is here. If you're feeling any messages that you want to give to Leo, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. All right, Queen of Wands time. And like, if you look at these cards, it looks like they're staring each other down in a way. Let's get a card out here. What do we got for this Queen of Wands? Thank you. Seven of Cups. Ooh. This feels really good to me. Okay, we have the Seven of Cups in the upright. There's a variety of different ways you can solve something. There's a variety of different paths you could go. I feel like this is possibly someone feeling like they have the world at their fingertips. Also, I will say this, some of you, your mind might be going a little extra in this time, but this feels very optimistic and positive here with the Seven of Cups in the upright under this Queen. So I feel like it could be one or the other. A lot of you might feel like you have a lot of paths, a lot of options. One way or another, you're going to get something good. But this can also be very overactive mind, right? So you might be overthinking things. You might be daydreaming a little more than you usually are when we see this. But this is someone who's like, yeah, all right, it doesn't matter. I have this option. Oh, this fell through? It's okay, because now I'll go with plan B. If I don't have plan B, I'll go with plan C. So this is someone who is either making or has many backup plans, backup options. So we're going to go over to the page, because I feel like for a lot of you, this could be good for your confidence in this time. So let's see what's up with that page. Or you just might be thinking a lot, like I said. Let's see what's up with that Page of Swords. Because as I was saying, with the fire and air we have going on in the front, the communication vibe of this page, there could be someone wanting to have a chat with you. Let's see what's up with that page. Please. Thank you. Nice and quick. Full in reverse. Yeah, I'm getting the vibe of somebody like second guessing. Okay, like it's like a stutter step. Like, no, I'm going to do this. Maybe I won't. Oh, I should talk to this person. Maybe I'm not going to do that. It's like very much back and forth with the Fool in reverse underneath this Page of Swords. For some of you, this could represent an individual you have history with, someone from the past when I see that. And absolutely, I'm still getting this conversational type of energy, like with the Fool, which is Aries fire energy, and then we have the Queen. Like, there's so much fire and air here that this could be an explosive talk where somebody's like holding something in so long that it just comes out and they just say it. All right, so that's a vibe I'm getting. There might be an explosive talk or message coming in for you. Okay, like even if you don't see it coming. Now I want to see what's up with that Nine of Wands. I do feel like somebody's like second guessing himself, but that urge is going to cave eventually. Like someone's going to say something. Let's go in on that Nine of Wands. Usually the Fool is a good card, but in reverse, it does speak about having history. So there could be interesting combos in this time, my friends. Let's see what's up with that 9, because although that energy is here, there's a lot of defensive, protective energy this week. So let's go in on that 9 of Wands, please. Second guessing. Yeah, so we could have like one person who's very confident, another person who's like a little skittish. Yeah, Ace of Wands, more fire energy here. And it's just been overflowing ever since that very first Oracle card. Now, the Ace of Wands is very good. Once again, this is a very sexy, attractive type of card. With this Queen and that Ace of Wands, like there could be someone that is very much attracted to you in this time that might not be saying anything about it here. And I'm getting the vibe of somebody trying to, like, I don't want to say hide their feelings or even hide their motives, but this could be an individual who's not really letting on how strongly they feel about something, okay, with this defensiveness. So there could be something you're feeling towards someone, you might not be letting it on in this time. This, to me, the 9 of Wands with the Ace of Wands is somebody purposely putting a wall up, purposely saying like, yeah, I know I can make this happen. I know I could do this, but for the time being, I'm not doing nothing. All right, now the Ace of Wands is a good card of opportunities, okay? So a lot of you could have a good opportunity coming in, but all this fire showing up this week, it's just it's very hot and cold, and it's very volatile in a way where something could go really, really good for you or something might possibly go off the rails. But let's go through and do a quick little recap before we get into the shadow card. If you kindly look in the box, this is a very nuanced reading this week, Leo. In position number 1, we have the Queen of Wands with the 7 of Cups in the upright. So a lot of you might be feeling very confident in this time. Like you have plan A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Like you have a lot of options. You have a lot of ways you can go. But for another portion of you, your mind could be going a lot. You could be daydreaming, thinking about a person, place, or thing. It could be very active mentally. Now, moving over, we do have the Page of Swords with the Fool in reverse. Aries energy, tons of fire here. I did feel like this could be someone like keeping tabs a little bit, or somebody second guessing, like they want to have a talk or a conversation or send a message, but they're very much second guessing it. However, that urge is going to win through with all this fire, air, like it's explosive in a way. So whether it's something that comes rushing in real quick, a talk that happens real quick, or one that spins off the rails, like I said. So watch out for explosive talks and things like that. Now, moving to the back end, we have the 9 of Wands with the Ace of Wands in the upright. There's a lot of confidence, there's a lot of attraction in this week's spread, but I do possibly feel someone like really trying to suppress that, like not really letting on how much something is affecting them or how they truly feel. You might be purposely putting a wall up for some reason or blocking something or somebody out for sure. But when I get the 9 and the Ace of Wands, it could be somebody saying like, yeah, I could do this, I can make this happen, but for the time being, I won't. So we have this person or this energy that's of two minds, like let's get this going, no wait, let's not for a minute, let's get this going, let's pump the brakes. So do with that what you will, Leo. I'm going to get you one shadow card. Interesting. This, and like I said, this could be how someone you're connected to is feeling. Let's get you one shadow card though. I like the vibe, but let's get overall. But then again, I'm a fire sign myself, so I like fire energy. Let's get you one shadow card. What do we got for Leo, please? I'm still using the Shadowland Tarot for this portion. There we go. We have the Hanged Man. So just like I've been saying, the very like stop and go, and even though there's fire, there could be somebody second guessing. Now, when we have the Hanged Man, to me, this could represent a Scorpio. Some readers even link the Hanged Man to Virgo. And this card to me is somebody that's at a full stop retraction. Okay, there could be something you were analyzing. For a portion of you, when the Hanged Man shows up in the shadows, this could be spirit saying like a lot of the time you give yourself away to people, or you give too much of yourself to others, because this is a self-sacrificing type of energy. So spirit might want you to take a look at that. Watch how much energy you give out to others, or how much of yourself you're giving away, because this is somebody that worries about the happiness of others as opposed to their own when we see this in the shadows. But the Hanged Man could easily just be spirit saying like, hey, there is something you need to like put a stop to for the time being. Doesn't mean permanently, but you might need to analyze and rethink something as well, like really get down to the root. So yeah, Leo, that's what I have for you this week. Very interesting reading, my friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the February subscriber surprise. If you got your name in for the January subscriber surprise, the winners will be announced after this week's Fire and Air readings. But for February, I've decided to run it back. Once again, we're doing 2 copies of the most adorable deck in all the land. the Smith Tiny Tarot. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, 2 simple things as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments which card from this week's reading you thought was most adorable. You'll be entered to win, and at the end of February, the winners will be in the community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you next time.